few videos ago, remember we did a video on why aren't there more audiophiles? And people had pretty good amount of opinions as to why. And it all makes sense. I guess it's, when you look at it, it's an expensive hobby, and it can be an expensive hobby. It doesn't have to be, but like any hobby, it's a hobby, and you got to get into it first, right? It's a hobby. You got to be introduced to it. You got to realize whether you
have to know it exists, basically.
Yeah, right. That, and you got to try to figure out if you like it or not. So, when you're looking at that, I guess, I think looking at it more closely too, I think we got a whole new set of audiophiles coming up. But we don't have to use the term audiophiles, but audio aficionados who are into audio, who are getting into audio for the first time. I mean, more deeply than just your stock buds, So we should talk about that. And, I'm sure we got a lot of people out there watching us who are in this category. So it's kind of cool when you think about it, how many people we see that are brand new,
Normally at a show, we really don't see a ton of people that are just starting in the high-end community. Normally it's maybe a few every show, but it seems like we're going to get a lot more recently, especially the whole pandemic seems to help bring some light to it, to a lot of folks.
Yeah.
So it seems encouraging. It seems pretty good. It's always got to get a start somewhere, right? Doesn't really matter what your budget is, but getting interested in audio and determining that that's something that you want to pursue further in the future, that's a pretty big step for a lot of people. Most people, they ended up living their lives not making it.
Well, I've noticed recently that it seems like a good place where people are starting now is high-end noise-canceling headphones. You see people like in public just shopping in their own world. They want the best noise-canceling to just tune everybody else out, and just shop.
They're turning Japanese.
No, it's just like focused,
When I was in Japan in Tokyo a few years ago, I did one of their, what do they call that? I forgot the trade show I was there for.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Fuji.
Yeah, Fuji Aveic. And and it was kind of a different experience because it was my first time in Tokyo. But people were like that. You go to there happened to be a Starbucks right across the street from where I was staying, and I went there in the morning every morning, obviously for obvious reasons. And everyone's sitting there with headphones or earbuds on a laptop by themselves for the most part. No communication, just all very, like you're funny. You're watching it and almost think like you were like time froze, like nobody's talking to anybody, and it's just their way. They're individuals. They stay to themselves. They don't want to bother anybody else with their music, so they tend to use earbuds or close back. So it's a different culture when it comes to listening to music, And I think we've got a mix here in the U.S. I didn't even think about it until then how different each country can be, But again, a lot of those people in Starbucks or whatever, they're young. We're talking young people on laptops, and again, they might not have been introduced or haven't been introduced to how much further they could take that,
Well, the thing I've noticed is most people have like the newest noise canceling headphones nowadays. They don't have like 10-year-old Bose anymore. They got the current models, So everybody likes the newest stuff.
Yeah,
it seems.
What have the improvements been? I don't follow.
They got better noise canceling now.
That's it.
That's a big improvement.
Less pressure on the ears too. Like, are they doing it in a more efficient manner? It's just,
I don't know.
Some of those seem brutal. Like they take noise canceling to the nth degree, and they're producing a lot of negative pressure. Let's call it on. You could feel it on an eardrum. Some people are sensitive to it.
Yeah.
So they're getting better with that too.
Yeah, I mean, because my Bose were, I remember.
I couldn't handle your Bose.
They were too much.
The earlier
you kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
But the newer stuff, is less.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people with noise canceling headphones now, and the stuff you actually see in the wild, it's not the cheap junk so often. It's pretty common to see 100 and up headphones. And just 10 years ago or so.
$100.
Yeah, $100.
Yeah, U.S.
Right. It wasn't that long ago where you really didn't see what people would consider to be expensive headphones. They just were so incredibly uncommon. Yeah. Everyone was using what the device came with, the stock Apple earbuds or whatever, some $6 earbud thing. Now that's actually rare, which is a surprising thing. You see, especially with the younger generation, you see a lot of pretty expensive Bluetooth earbuds comparatively. And noise canceling is so incredibly common. So I guess that's encouraging overall for the market because you could see it as expanding considerably. People are willing to spend the money on music. A lot of people mocked companies like Beats for a while. They always would go around telling people that effectively it's it's like a marketing headphone. It's just a jewelry,
Well, it certainly
fashion
introduced
piece.
it certainly introduced a lot of people into a better headphone.
Yeah,
And they did a pretty good job of it. I mean, it wasn't bad for the price. Really,
they were
It
still
was-
better
it was
than the stock
expensive.
earbuds.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I mean, but people realize there's another world out there. So if you ask me, they did all of us a favor. Really, they were almost, you could call them the pioneers of more expensive headphones.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't much above that at the time. $300 sounded ridiculous for a pair of headphones.
And there was nothing in retail stores that was actually selling more than like $40, $60 or so. So to break into the few $100 range, that was really profound.
Now-
really kind of broke the ice.
Now, my God, I don't even pay attention to the IM market, but it's huge. The number of models, the sheer number of models in the in-ear thing is just crazy. There's just no tracking it.
Yeah, well,
There's got to be thousands
It's
of them.
understandable because that's like the ultimate in portability and isolation.
Yeah, it's
IMs.
easy. Totally easy. Stick it in your pocket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
all these products are certainly bringing a younger group into the audio scene, it seems.
Yeah.
It's not so common to see older folks using Bluetooth stuff, earbuds and whatnot. Occasionally you see the more professional-oriented folk on planes and whatnot using Bluetooth headsets, noise canceling typically. But not so much on the earbuds and in-ear monitor type thing. That's strangely more or less limited to a younger crowd.
Also, from an information standpoint, like, where the younger generation is getting information on these hobbies. It used to be relegated to like magazines, which the younger generation didn't go to the newsstand and buy magazines. They didn't subscribe
Right.
to Stereophile or the Absolute Sound or any of these, the few publications that dealt with high-end audio.
Yeah.
So again, it'd be difficult to be introduced. But now you've got, not so many years ago, there was only a few channels talking about headphones. Now there's a lot.
Yeah, and big channels talking about
Yeah,
audio.
that's true. They all
Millions
want
of subscribers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it's interesting.
Yeah.
They realize that they have an audience there that is interested in audio. So
It's pretty serious now. There's a lot of people on YouTube doing audio only, and they got a lot of views.
really,
So it's really growing.
just audio. Oh, you mean
Yeah.
the subject?
Yeah.
I thought there was no video.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh,
Oh, no.
yeah, got
Like
it.
an MTV
They're
only
just
music
they're
videos?
strictly talking about headphones or
Yeah, right. There's a lot of
two-channel.
channels like that now.
Yeah, there's a lot actually. There's
And it's
gotta,
growing.
It's got to be in the 50+ range at this point. If you combined audio, any audio, because
There's
there's
a
a lot of
handful of
two-channel guys
popular
too.
ones,
Yeah.
and there's a huge number of ones fading in popularity, and it's growing.
And any one of them can attract somebody new or into the hobby that didn't really think about it.
Well, it's easy to subscribe, right?
Totally, it's free.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So I guess that's a factor there as well, right? Now that there's more exposure, it's easier to find some content and people that are excited talking about new stuff and whatnot. I guess that helps the younger crowd to get an audio, to see what's out there, to see what other people think about it, and then maybe it helps promote them to get their toes wet,
Well,
so to speak.
not only that, the base is built up.
Right.
There's forums that specifically deal with audio that
Yeah.
are rather large. I mean, there's a lot of members. There's a lot of talk. If you wanted to read something
Oh,
about,
yeah.
once you honed in on what you're interested, you just Google it. You'll find all kinds of people talking about it, who own it, who are passionate about it, and you get an idea feel for whether you're one of them or not. So what I'm saying is you can back up. It starts with something like that. You catch a forum post, you catch a video.
Yeah.
And you Google it, and now you see, oh wow, there's all kinds of people.
It
into
does
this.
seem like there's a lot of people that are doing that now. They've like just been like researching for like even a year, and they're
Right.
like, I'm finally, comfortable with like communicating
Spending
with
the
everybody
money.
else and actually getting something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's overall a pretty significant positive, I would say, because you look not too long ago, before all these YouTube channels, where for most people, the best way to get information about new gear was something like a magazine. And you can't engage particularly well with magazines. If you have questions, if you have further information you're looking for, where do you really get it?
Yeah, there was no
Before
next
the internet,
step.
it was really
you
tough.
you would wind up going to the manufacturer's website, and that tends to be relegated to a page or a page on every product, which
It's limited.
it's just like it's like looking at a sheet of paper. It's like,
Well,
well, now what?
I guess you would just hope that there's a local dealer that carries the product you're looking for, so you can actually,
Yeah,
you
which
use it.
those have become far and few between now. It's not
Yeah,
as,
kind of.
Yeah, it's not as easy to do that. Unfortunately, a lot of them have survived, but they've also shifted the way they do things too. So it's not as easy. It is great if you can find a local
Right.
dealer. That's your best bet.
It's like,
to
oh, nice.
Getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hang out in there for a couple days, or go back once a week and just get your bearings, because it's really cool to try stuff like that.
It definitely expedites the decision-making process.
Well, like Speaker Shop here is our local dealer. They've been around for, 40 years, right? 40 years more plus. And they got everything like sitting there on a shelf just waiting for you to look at, touch, feel, and play. And it's crazy. You're talking hundreds of high-end toys that you could just go and look at in audio, and it gives you a way different, like looking at a picture in a magazine or on a screen. It's not the same thing. Not the same,
I think it depends on the person. Some people like to go out and touch the equipment, actually use it, experience it. And other people, they kind of want to feel like they know what they're talking about before they do that. And they might want to spend a ton of time researching, seeing what other people say about it, looking at all the reviews and the publications and whatnot, and seeing how all the gear compares. Because I think it can be overwhelming at first. There's just so much, especially in the low end, the mid-range. There's a ton of products. If you're in the few $100, even up to the $1,000-ish range, there's a lot of products now. So if you want to hear them all, it can be difficult. Seeing what other people say about them, I think it helps give you a picture whether or not you're going to like it, if the strengths appeal to your interests. And then maybe with that little bit of education and experience from other folks, you could kind of get a better picture of which ones you want to actually go out and sample.
Yeah, but even something as simple as like Best Buy, I was pretty kind of surprised by this last time I was at Best Buy. And you look, they have like everybody has separate sections for each brand. So like this is only Sony, and they got 5 models. Then you move a little more, then it's like Beats, and they got 5 models.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of headphones.
the live demos you could play.
Yeah, there's a lot of headphones.
They don't always work, but
yeah, but
but that's the way it is with a store.
Clearly, people like the ability to have a lot of choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Make a lot of models.
Yeah, because the big boys would know that.
Yeah.
If you're putting out 3, 4, 5 things to try out, some people look at it and go, well, that can cause confusion because now you don't know what to pick.
Well, yeah.
But I guess if they're separated by dollar signs,
well,
and you could hear clear steps up as you spend more or find your sweet spot, I guess you could look at it that way too. But either way, that would be a good place to go. It's not a bad place to go. It's there.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
so
right.
They're easy to find.
Yeah, it's a start. It's a start. We're understanding. Unfortunately, you're not playing it on your own stuff. You're going through some sort of test setup and with unknown music. But, that helps too. When you're starting out, it really helps to be playing stuff you're familiar with, to understand the capabilities of these things, Not some demo piece that's who knows what resolution it's recorded at.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of options in the stores, though.
Yeah. You get a rough idea, but it's difficult to compare to just having it, to owning it. It's a whole different experience. So for those people that are new at it, it really, if it's not a stretch to spend the money, my suggestion is narrow it down and buy something and see where it takes you, because it'll take you on a path. You'll find it will take you to the next step real quick once you have it for months and get used to it.
Well, at least with noise canceling, you could tell that in a store. It's like how well it cancels the store noise.
Yeah, that's true, especially in a store.
That is, I do like to try the newest noise canceling just for that.
Yeah, that makes it easy.
Yeah.
Well, some of them also have a lot of pressure that's noticeable, and some people are very sensitive to that. So I think trying noise canceling is a bit more reasonable, but it can be actually pretty difficult. If you're trying to find a headphone and you like the way it sounds, it's really hard to know within seconds if it's exactly what you're looking for, unless you're very experienced.
Right. That's the takes time part, where you're better off owning it, if you can narrow down what your likes are and going from there, because it does take you on a path. You do have to start somewhere. Mm-hmm. Some people have the ability to just start at the multi-$1,000 range.
Some people do that.
They don't want junk. They just want to, not that the low cost is junk, but I'm saying they don't want cheap. Let's look at it that way. They have the money. What can I spend it on?
Top.
Yeah, and they'll drop a couple $1,000s on a headphone and to start. And other people are in the $100 range and up, and that's cool too, because again, it's a growth process, and it certainly is an affordability issue too. So
It gets pretty expensive.
Yeah, it can get pretty expensive. I mean, we got guys that easily have 50 grand plus in their systems, easily.
Yeah.
Between cables and a couple high-end amplifiers, and they might drop 15, 20 G's on a DAC. There's a number of people actually at that level, and it's not that they started there. They started somewhere. They built up to that.
Yeah, it's pretty uncommon for people to start there.
Yeah, usually it's like they've been working on this for 30 years.
It could
right?
be, yeah, or a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very rare to what somebody. Although it exists, there are people that come and say, "What do I need?" and they buy it, you know. But yeah, those aren't the guys that tend to hang out in forums too much. You know, they're busy with their day-to-day life, where that's not, you know. But that's not what they do. They just they spoke to somebody and said, "What do I need to buy?" and they buy it. So, but those are far and few between. The norm is to grow into it, to see which direction you want to take. You know, and that's great. That's the way to do it with any hobby.
Right.
With any hobby, it's the way to do it. You know, I mean, you're not going to go out and get like an analogy to what we've seen a lot of parallels with is high-end cameras, right? A lot of people that own audio also tend to have brands like, I don't know,
What, camera brands?
yeah,
Canon, Nikon?
well, I'm thinking more like Leica.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know, if you're in Europe, and that seems to be more popular. So, you know, or the other parts of the world, Leica doesn't seem to have a huge U.S. distribution base. But you see it a lot, I think, in Germany and stuff like that, where they don't
Asia.
even they won't even buy anything else. They just get that.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking, but how much is a lens for one of those? Just a lens.
Thousands.
Yeah, right. So, but again, so they'll drop 8 to 10 grand on a camera that they travel with just to take pictures when you're
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, nobody.
hanging around their neck.
I don't think anybody gets Leica as their first camera.
Yeah.
That's nobody.
Right. Yeah. Well, they tend to be more mature people. They're older. You know, again, they've made their money, so they probably go and go, well, what's a good camera to take nice pictures, you know, that I could travel with, and that's what they choose for whatever reason.
There was someone from a reviewer from one of the magazines a couple of years ago at a show, and yeah, he had a Canon. He's like, this is what I use for, you know, professional use. But he also had his Leica. He's like, this is what I use for myself.
Yeah.
You know? He had both of them with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot when you especially in doing CES for years, Consumer Electronics Show, and we used to have people come from all parts of the world for the show, and yeah, it tended to be more Asian, I think, but they usually have a Leica.
Yeah, he was from Thailand I think it was Thailand.
Yeah, yeah. It's their favorite cameras.
Yeah.
And of course, they have their own subset hobby going on with that. They're into it too.
Well, yeah.
You know, because one guy has a Leica and the other guy's a Leica, and they start talking about lenses and stuff amongst themselves at an audio show. You know, Never fails. Oh yeah, you got that one. They could tell just by looking at what the lens is, what the body is. They know, just kind of like audio. So there's a lot of parallel hobbies to this. You know, hell, I've seen guys in the golfing, and every year they'll drop thousands of dollars on the latest golf clubs.
Yep.
Thousands of dollars every year. Every year.
Skiing's like that too. I didn't even know people buy new skis like every year.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like the new 2020 skis. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a high end to every hobby. You know, audio's not exclusive of that,
No.
and so don't pick on it for the price, because trust me, you can spend money on a lot of other things.
Pretty
the
much
same
everywhere.
way. Yeah, it's all the same.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and you get into it, and then you realize what you're getting. You're seeking that last couple percent, and that's what you're paying for. It's hard to get that last couple percent.
Well, especially in audio, you could get lower cost gear that sounds better than ever now. So if you're not into spending hundreds or thousands on headphones, you could get reasonably priced stuff that is way better than it used to be.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's improving all around.
And
but
the quality of the streaming now,
Yeah.
a lot of it's now considered a much higher resolution, which means the music you're listening to sounds better, and it'll sound better as you improve the system. It'll just continue to grow because the music, the source is better.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a lot of positives going on in the last couple of years in audio. A lot.
Well, it was kind of stagnant for a while there. Not much CDs was pretty much it.
Yeah.
Now everybody's going in all different streaming, more vinyl. Everything's going everywhere now. So
Yeah,
it is
awesome.
expanding.
It's awesome. It's all win-win. And not only that, audio's good for the brain. And we're going to do a video soon on what else it's good for, too.
Oh, are we now?
Yeah.
You're going to tell the computer exactly?
Yeah, it's
what
good
it
for
can
a
do with
couple. It's good for a couple
lifetime
things.
supply.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
we'll talk about the body and the soul, or something like that. I don't know how far we'll go into the soul because that's a tough subject. I don't really know much about it. But anyway, on that note, congratulations if you joined our club here with audio and headphones and the community, and we're going to keep going and helping people understand what it is we do here. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care of yourself. Thumbs us up.